Most battles are decided by numbers: more soldiers, more cavalry, more resources. But in one of history's most astonishing military victories, an army of roughly 47,000 men stood against a force ancient writers claimed numbered 250,000. By sunset, the larger army had collapsed, an empire lay mortally wounded, and a 26-year-old king had secured one of the greatest victories the world has ever seen. The battle is known as Gaugamela. Yet what happened there wasn't just a triumph of courage. It was a masterclass in strategy, deception, and leadership. Modern historians still debate the exact size of the Persian army, believing the figure of 250,000 was likely exaggerated by ancient sources. But regardless of the precise numbers, there is little doubt that Alexander the Great faced an opponent with a significant numerical advantage. More importantly, he defeated the most powerful empire on Earth in a single day. To understand why Gaugamela changed history forever, we first need to understand the empire Alexander was challenging. For more than 2 centuries, the Achaemenid Persian Empire had dominated the ancient world. Stretching from the Mediterranean Sea to the borders of India, it ruled millions of people across 3 continents. Its kings commanded unimaginable wealth, vast manpower, and a network of roads and cities unlike anything the world had ever seen. Only 2 years earlier, Alexander had already won remarkable victories at the Granicus River and Issus, but those battles had not destroyed Persia. King Darius III had escaped, rebuilt his army, and prepared for one final confrontation. This time, he intended to end the Macedonian invasion once and for all. Darius carefully chose the battlefield near the village of Gaugamela in northern Mesopotamia. Unlike the narrow terrain where Alexander had previously fought, this was a wide, open plain. Persian engineers even cleared rocks and uneven ground so their feared scythed chariots could charge without obstruction. It was the perfect battlefield for an army that relied on overwhelming numbers. As Alexander approached, his generals urged caution. Some proposed attacking at night, hoping darkness would offset the Persian advantage. Alexander rejected the idea immediately. "I will not steal my victory," he is said to have declared. It was more than confidence. Alexander understood that a night attack could throw his own disciplined formations into confusion. He wanted a battle his soldiers could control, one where training and leadership mattered more than chaos. At dawn on October 1st, 331 BC, the 2 armies faced each other across the plain. Persian banners stretched across the horizon. Cavalry filled both wings. Chariots armed with spinning blades waited impatiently. War elephants, still a rare sight to the Macedonians, stood among the Persian lines, adding another layer of intimidation. To many watching, the outcome seemed inevitable. But Alexander had already begun fighting a different battle, the battle inside Darius's mind. Instead of advancing directly, Alexander angled his army to the right. Slowly, deliberately, the Macedonians drifted away from the prepared battlefield. Darius could not ignore the movement. If Alexander continued, he might outflank the Persian left. The Persian king reacted exactly as Alexander hoped. Thousands of Persian cavalry shifted sideways to match the maneuver. Their carefully organized line began stretching farther and farther. Small gaps started appearing between units that had once stood shoulder to shoulder. Alexander wasn't retreating. He was pulling the Persian army apart. Then everything exploded into motion. Darius unleashed his scythed chariots, massive blades extended from their wheels, designed to slice through infantry formations. Ancient armies often broke in panic at their approach. The Macedonians did something completely unexpected. Instead of standing frozen, disciplined soldiers opened carefully timed gaps in their ranks. The chariots thundered harmlessly through the openings, where waiting troops struck down the horses and drivers. One of Persia's most terrifying weapons had been neutralized within minutes. But the real battle had only just begun. Persian cavalry charged both Macedonian flanks, threatening to surround Alexander's smaller force. Dust swallowed the battlefield. Spears splintered. Horses screamed. For a moment, the outcome balanced on the edge of disaster. Then Alexander saw it. As Darius had extended his line to match the Macedonian movement, a narrow opening had appeared near the Persian center. It lasted only moments. Alexander gathered his elite companion cavalry into a wedge-shaped formation, lowered his spear, and personally led the charge. Like a spearhead-piercing armor, the Macedonian cavalry smashed directly into the gap. Behind them came disciplined infantry pressing relentlessly forward. The attack struck the heart of the Persian command before Darius could react. Suddenly, the great king found himself in danger. The ruler of the largest empire on earth watched enemy cavalry racing toward his position. Around him, confusion spread. Dust made communication nearly impossible. Reports of breakthroughs arrived from every direction. Then Darius made the decision that changed history. He turned his chariot and fled. Once the king abandoned the battlefield, panic spread through the Persian ranks like wildfire. Soldiers who had fought bravely moments before began retreating. Entire formations dissolved. Cavalry scattered across the plain. Yet Alexander faced a difficult choice. Should he pursue Darius and perhaps end the war immediately? Or should he rescue his own left wing, where his trusted general Parmenion was desperately holding off fierce Persian attacks? Alexander chose loyalty over glory. He turned away from the fleeing king and rode to save his soldiers. The decision allowed Darius to escape, but it preserved the army that would later conquer the rest of the Persian Empire. By sunset, the Battle of Gaugamela was over. The Macedonians had won one of history's most decisive victories. The road to Babylon lay open. Soon after came Susa, Persepolis, and the immense treasures of the Persian kings. One by one, the empire's greatest cities surrendered. Within months, the Achaemenid Empire, the superpower that had ruled much of the known world for over 200 years, had effectively collapsed. Today, historians continue debating the exact numbers involved. Ancient writers often inflated army sizes to emphasize the scale of victory, and modern estimates suggest Darius may have commanded anywhere from 90,000 to over 200,000 troops. But one fact remains undisputed. Alexander won against a substantially larger force through superior planning, discipline, and tactical brilliance rather than sheer numbers. Gaugamela wasn't simply another battle. It was the moment military genius defeated overwhelming strength. It proved that leadership could outweigh numbers, that preparation could overcome fear, and that a single brilliant decision at exactly the right moment could reshape the destiny of civilizations. When people remember Alexander the Great, they often think of the vast empire he built. But empires are not forged by ambition alone. They are forged in moments like Gaugamela, when everything hangs by a thread, and one commander sees an opportunity no one else can. If you enjoyed uncovering one of history's greatest military masterpieces, subscribe to this channel and join us as we explore the forgotten battles, lost civilizations, ancient mysteries, and remarkable stories that changed our world. Because sometimes, the most unbelievable victories are the ones that truly rewrite history.